Yeah, here. Are we ready? All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Zach Gallus. I'm Roman's cousin, friend, and today, Roman's best man. I want to thank Roman and Taylor for asking me to be a part of their big day. It really means a lot to me. As a part of my best man duties, I would like to thank everyone who came out and celebrate this glorious day. So where do I start with Roman? Roman's handsome, clever, witty, generous, awesome, humble, meek, respectful, Roman, I can't read your writing. You'll have to tell me that part later. Anyway, Roman and I have known each other pretty much as long as I've been alive. We've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and lived to tell the tales. And believe me, there were many tales. Many of which I can't tell in fear of my mother hearing them. Although Roman's probably told her most of them anyways.
Nancy.
Our friendship and brotherhood can be seen very early in our lives. From my first Easter egg hunt, when Roman stole my very first Easter egg and placed it in his basket. We had many family vacations, had campus life at NAU, and many experiences after NAU. We've been sledding on mountains we probably shouldn't have, with a blow-up mattress that popped within seconds, drinking more than we probably should have, and being in places we probably shouldn't have been. Roman always found ways to make life crazier, a little more dangerous, and tons more fun. But when I needed someone, Roman was always there, and he was like the older brother I never had.
Oh, older brother.
And then first time I met Taylor was at a Halloween party.
Oh,
My dad too.
different party.
Yes. Taylor was Minnie Mouse, and Roman was dressed as, of course, God's gift to women.
Thanks, Mom.
As I got to see Roman and Taylor's relationship grow, I think Taylor was actually God's gift to Roman. They bring out the best in each other, and Roman and Taylor have so many things in common. They're both crazy, funny, free spirit, and most of all, warm-hearted. All right. Now, coming towards the end of my speech, it's customary for me to offer the happy couple some words of wisdom. But what do I say to you? You guys have done everything already. So I'll say this: keep making each other laugh, continue to love each other every day, and just keep doing what you guys have been doing up until now. And you'll have the most fun-filled lives together. All right. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Zach.
Is that it or no?
Give a little toast.
Oh, a toast,
The toast.
All right. So I need everybody to stand up. Put your glasses down, though. All right.
Everyone.
All right. And we are going to give the biggest round of applause to the new Mr. and Mrs. Gallus. All right. That's it, guys.
Oh, good
That's it.
job.
Oh, shit.
Hey everyone. Thanks so much for coming to celebrate with us. So we've been working on this for a long time, so hopefully you're enjoying yourself. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Shlomit. I'm Grant Gallus's wife and Roman's sister-in-law. And I guess now I'm Taylor's sister-in-law. It's kind of symbolic. I actually met Taylor almost exactly 6 years ago when we were preparing for Grant and mine's wedding. And Taylor was just hanging at the house and suggested to help us with the wedding crafting. So hey, why not? But I didn't really pay her a lot of attention because that was kind of another one of Rowan's girls. But hey, this one stuck around, so. But honestly, after I met Taylor, very quickly we became friends, and she was one of my best friends here. I didn't really know anyone here when I moved here, so if you're wondering why I am the maid of honor, we truly became really, really close and like sisters over those years. I'm sorry. And something about Taylor, I mean, hopefully all of you already got to experience her friendliness, because that just happens the very first minute you meet her. But with all honesty, she's one of the most... She's just one of the most warm, kind-hearted, friendly, and accepting of everyone that she meets. And she just has such a good, fun, positive outlook on life. Now, Roman. I knew you loved me the very first time we met, and you decided to call me Gypsy. But ever since then, we've had a lot of fun together, so I'm really, really glad to be your sister. And now you're giving me another sister, so that's pretty big. Now, I'm not an expert, but my advice to you is to try and remember all the good, amazing moments in your life. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just concentrate on the good, because just as you just promised to each other a few hours ago, you're in for the long haul, the good, the bad. If you remember the good, the bad will just pass you by. So with that, I'm just going to congratulate you, and I can't wait to see what the future will bring on. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Love you.
Could give her a hug.
I'm so scared. What could I possibly say? All right. All right here. I gotta say, Taylor's been great today. She only yelled at me one time. Really yelled at me one time. I thought it was gonna be a lot more than that, but that's awesome. So I'm Grant. Obviously, any of you don't know, I'm Roman's older, much more handsome brother. Obviously. But yeah, watching these two grow their relationship over the last, 6 years now. Just amazing how time flies. But I just remember Roman was in a place where he was all over. And it was a wild man, just like us Galluses, you know? And here comes Taylor, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, she has no idea what she's getting into. Oh man. But somehow she stuck around, and she tamed this wild beast, man. I mean, I can't believe it, you know? I mean, it's just unbelievable. But she did it, though. I mean, she's just got that hook, you know? And she got into him. So, but yeah, so I just saying some advice, because marriage, it's got its ups and downs. I'm no expert, because I'm only, 6 years in our marriage. Something like that. It's right around here. In 2 more days, we got, or 3 days. Are we 17th, 18th? I lost track. But the one thing I have noticed, though, or figured out as I've been going through and you have your trials and tribulations, because you will have them. They come, to everybody. Is that the best thing you can do is whenever shit hits the fan and things go sour and you're like, oh my God, what am I doing with this person, you know? Because it gets there, to just always go back and think about your day here, your wedding, and we're looking into each other's eyes in that moment, in that connection, that fire. Because it doesn't matter what happens in this world, as long as you go back to that moment and when you see yourself in your eyes, nothing else matters. The world just disappears and your problems just go away. So just keep that in mind. It's one little piece of advice. But other than that, I just want to say, Roman, I'm really proud of you. I'm proud to have a younger brother, and I love you. And now, guys, we got to congratulate these ones for this amazing setup here and this great dance floor. I know we got probably more people talking because Brent's coming up next. Oh, is it my parents? Who's up next here?
Jimmy and Kathy.
Huh? All right. So let's hear it for Jimmy and Kathy. And let's hear it for the bride and groom. Thank you.
Good job.
See you later. Thanks. All right.
You can thank us later for taking the microphone away.
No, I'm short and sweet. A few days ago, we have all our pictures, haven't organized them in any scrapbooks or anything. They were just in a box, you know. Anyways, I pulled a little thing out of the box. It was actually my mother's life story. And she said, you know, what were the important things in her life? And I thought it was really, you know, deep. And she said that the biggest thing in her life were her children. And the times we had together, the times we traveled. And every time my dad had vacation, we took the whole family. We'd go out for 2 weeks and just drive across the United States. I went to Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, been all over Nova Scotia, just all over Canada. And it was just a big part of my life. And it was just a simple thing that she said if she had anything, it's her family that was important to her. And her life was about her family. So I want to toast to a new family, my son and my new daughter-in-law. Here, here.
And I would like to say that Lali and Papa need another addition.
Soon. It's Lolly
And soon.
It's Lolly and Pop.
I may have got
Lollipop.
that wrong.
She messed it up.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Jimmy. And then I think mom
We did.
Don't cry.
the bugs up here, you guys are mad. The bugs.
From the time I've had this girl, she's been my best friend. God, I can't do this, babe.
Mom.
Okay.
You're okay.
She's amazing. She's the best part of me. I'm so happy to have her every day in my company and in my life. And okay, I'll grow up here. Hold on.
You look so beautiful. Just
Thank you. Taylor's the type of person that she loves so much, so hard, so completely, forgives everything and everyone. And being around her has made me a better person. Don't you cry.
the bugs up here.
I'm so fortunate that I've been with her during their voyage too. And we have, Stephanie and all of her friends, have seen Roman grow into an amazing young man. Because when she first met him, I was like, oh, hell no. Right? As some of you know, I'm best friends with Jimmy and Kathy. They're like my family, my blood. I just love them so much. I love the Gallas family so much. And Kathy and I decided a long time ago that if these guys broke up, we didn't care. We were all just going to still be friends. And so we were telling Taylor, you know, hold on, he's going to be okay, you know. In all seriousness, because I don't have anything prepared, I love you more than life.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to have you.
I love you.
And thank you for giving me a son.
Hi. How we doing? So, I'm the father of the bride, and I was not looking forward to this. I wanted to go to Jamaica. Taylor wanted to come here, and I'm glad because it's beautiful. Turned out so nice. I think everybody can agree this is a beautiful place, right? The Gallases and Stephanie and Taylor and Roman, they worked really hard on this, no doubt about it. I, of course, am a West Sider. Proud of it now. Didn't used to be. Used to be an East Sider. So, to the lovely couple. My daughter, my special one. And that's my other one right sitting right back there. So, this one, right here. We go visit them here a few weeks ago. See their new house. We hadn't seen their new house yet. And I wasn't going to bring up the car, but thank you. So they think they're saltwater fish people. And they're not. So they had a shark. Taylor's pretty proud of the shark. She says, damn thing died. I said, what do you mean the shark died? She says, well, you know, these sharks that are bred in captivity, you have to teach them how to eat. F the shark. I said, honey, babies are the same way. So Taylor's going to work on that prior to the next edition, okay? So, and then, you know, we were kind of sitting around here watching the slideshow last night, and we went through the rehearsal dinner. Thank God that's over. Not the dinner part, the rehearsal itself. And we heard about the coin last night, right? And I thought, that's kind of fun. We'll see how that goes. And then we're watching the slideshow last night, and God, I'd forgotten that Roman had been a part of our lives for so many years. I'm looking at the dates, and I'm like, holy shit, this dude's been around for a long time. We'd accepted him so many years ago. Yeah. He was a part of the family, the Dudley family. And that was just a formality today when we all stood up and said yes, you know, because he'd been a part of our family for almost 7 years. And I kind of have to agree. We're like, whew, are we sure? And then one day I get a phone call. You know, they've been dating for a long time. You know, I obviously forgot how many years, but I get a phone call. He says, hey, Tim, we need to have a drink. I'm like, oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go. It's the day. And I'm a West Sider, so shit, I got a long drive. So we meet in Tempe, and we're sitting at a bar, and out comes the ring. I said, Roman, dude, this doesn't look right. And he says, oh, it really doesn't. But I want to ask your daughter to marry me. I said, you definitely have my blessing. I'd love to see you marry my daughter.
Thank
And then he told me how he was going to do it. And for those of you that don't know, it was spectacular. The young man put some thought into it. So I talked to Taylor right before the big event. And of course, it's on the east side. So here we go, driving from the west side again. After work one day, and I talked to Taylor, and she says, Dad, something's up. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. She says, I think something's up. I said, honey, I think the young man would ask your father for your hand in marriage before he asks you. I just think, and he hasn't done it. So I lied to my daughter. And I'm good at it. And so it happened that day, and it was spectacular, and she looks at me, and I said, yes, dear, I lied to you. And I'm sorry, but I had to. But I'm super proud of them both. I'm super excited. This is just a wonderful event, and couldn't ask for a more stand-up young man than this one right here to marry my daughter, and I want to thank you. Oh, and by the way, thanks for coming. Get the hell out of here. No, I'm just kidding.